ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
At DWE Generations, having a plan matters, especially when it comes to protecting what's most important. They work with individuals, families, and business owners to help make smart financial decisions that support life today and set the foundation for generations. David Darlington, Russell Walton, and Cody Uhlir bring decades of experience, and their dedicated team provides follow-through, answering questions, explaining next steps, and staying connected as life evolves. DWE Generations, a generational wealth planning firm. DWE Generations is a marketing name for individuals doing business as representatives of Northwestern Mutual. Visit generations.nm.com or call 402-483-7871 and ask for David, Russell, or Cody. MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Mo's Moving is now Mo's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com. All right, fellas, it's January. You're setting goals, you're hitting the gym, but have you checked what's going on inside the engine? At Advanced Medical Imaging, the Wellness Within program makes it easy. They have different levels of preventive scans so you can choose exactly what fits your health goals, from quick baseline checks to full body insights. It's simple, it's smart, and it's all about keeping you in top form before problems ever sneak up. And the best part, you don't need a doctor's order. Just call AMI to schedule and make this the year you put your health on the schedule.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Winter is just around the corner. Is your vehicle ready? Don't get left out in the cold. At A1 Automotive, we prep your car for whatever winter throws your way here in Nebraska. For battery checks, brake inspections, tires, heaters, whatever your car needs to keep you and your family safe on the road, we've got you covered. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is the Power Hour with two-time national champion Todd Uhlir. Powered by Window World of Lincoln and SetTheBarSups.com.
All right. Good morning, Husker Nation. You are locked into episode number 67 of the Power Hour here on 93.7 The Ticket, streaming on the Ticket FM. We got a lot to cover today. We got Nick in the studio there. What's up, Nick?
Not too much. How are you, Todd? This is the first time you and me have been on a show together, so I'm blessed to be here on this cold Saturday morning.
It is chilly out there. So the college football season's officially in the books. We crowned the champion Monday. We're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to talk about, obviously, the NFL divisional championships are here tomorrow, and my team's out of it, so I don't really care. But we're going to talk about it.
Who's your team, Todd? Who's your team?
I'm a big Chiefs.
I am too. So we got common ground here.
Yeah, Chiefs guy. So. So back home in Lincoln, emotions were high as the Husker wrestling team went toe-to-toe with Iowa last night. I got to watch some of that. I was tied up a little bit with the men's group last night, so I didn't get to see it all. But, we have not beat Iowa in a duel since 2005. It's been a long time. We didn't get it done last night. I was hoping, I think we were all hopeful. We'll break that down a little bit. On the hardwood this past week, the Husker women dropped their third straight Big Ten game. Another come down to the wire game. Tough loss, big lesson. They hope to bounce back today at PAC PBA against Illinois. And then how about, the Husker men's basketball team goes for 20-0 today at Minnesota. So let that sink in.
A lot going on.
Nation. The pressure is real. The target is bigger. The question is simple. Can they keep rising when everyone's coming for them? I mean, I think every team now wants to be the team to shut Nebraska up, right? So we've got a big target on our back. So we're talking championships, rivalries, adversity, and momentum, all brought to you by Window World of Lincoln. Visit windowworldlincoln.com and set the bar subs, fueling performance, recovery, and consistency every single day. All right, let's get rolling into this, Nick. Segment one. Let's talk about this. I know, it always stinks on Saturday mornings because, especially when stuff happened on Monday night. But Indiana beats Miami, thank goodness, because I don't want Miami to ever win a game. I'm not a big Miami fan by any means. So my dog wants to be on the show as well.
I can hear it. I can hear your dog. I can hear him.
He wants to talk too. So as long as he doesn't knock down my green screen, we'll be all right.
Exactly.
And as you can see, I have the Husker basketball team. I think we're all jumping on this bandwagon. But I want to talk football first. Just kind of goes to show what happened, I think, on Monday night. With Indiana winning and then Miami kind of acting the way Miami acted. It's thugs will be thugs, in my opinion. They always have been. And, that's some of the allure of the Miami Hurricane team. We've just kind of come to expect that. And the guys that can keep it in. And I thought, we played against Miami in 94, and it was similar, right? They were John, and we just kept our composure, right? We kept our discipline, and I thought Indiana did the same thing. They held in there. They didn't retaliate. They didn't let Miami get into their heads. So it was almost like watching Nebraska Miami back in 94, because we shouldn't have won that game. And I don't think Indiana, not a lot of people thought. Every one of the ESPN guys besides the punter,
Pat
McAfee picked Miami to win that game. Even the Notre Dame coach, I believe, picked Miami to win that game. So, everybody had Miami winning this game, and except for us diehard Midwest Big Ten fans that wanted to see Indiana, shut Miami up. So now that the season's over, what's Nebraska got to do? I know the transfer portal sounds like we were ranked 37th in the transfer portal, something like that. I don't, it's going to be interesting what we do in this off season. This was always, Nick, for me, when I played, this was my time to shine.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the weight room. That was about the extent of it. I was, I loved the weight room. I still love the weight room. Unfortunately, a lot of body weight at 51 now instead of weights. But, these guys, my son did 2 full weeks into winter conditioning. I think he texted me yesterday. He goes, 3-hour workout. It was hell. So these guys are working hard in the off season. And I think that, we talked about this last year as well. You really can make up some stuff in the off season. Now it came out that I think spring ball starts February 21st. That isn't spring ball. That's winter ball.
Less than a month.
So I think, they have 4 weeks, right? Maybe less than 4 weeks.
So much for downtime. So much for a little bit of downtime.
And so I'm really interested in the fact that we have the shorter winter conditioning period. Because to me, it's always 8 weeks, right? Typically it takes, I like to do 8-week cycles of stuff. and then you break it down into 2 4-week, mini cycles. At least that's how I've always trained. That's how I teach people to train. So these guys having just 6 weeks, it's going to be interesting how much you can really do in 6 weeks. And then you go into spring ball. Don't get me wrong. I think, spring ball is still a time that you can be pushing kids to get bigger, to get stronger, to get faster, but you got practices thrown in there, right? They don't practice every single day in the spring. They're limited to how many practices they get. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see this model this spring being so much different. It does sound like we're going to have a spring game again, hopefully, after kind of maybe the debacle of what happened last year.
Yeah, the Husker games. This is what it was called.
Husker games, yeah. Obviously didn't sell as many tickets as we would if there was a spring game. And at this point, everything comes down to revenue, right? So we're gonna hopefully see a spring game. We'll probably pack the house for that. It'll be interesting. So really some interesting things that's going to happen with the new guys coming in. Can they get in the fold? Can we create some chemistry in this winter conditioning and then into spring ball? Then you got summer. I mean, guys, I know it's only January 24th. You're right. January 24th, but before you know it, it's going to be August 24th, and we're going to be talking about the first game, right? It goes pretty quick. So I'm excited. I think Nebraska, obviously we all know the schedule ahead of Nebraska football is not going to be easy, but at the end of the day, you want to be able to do hard things and beat some of these teams. And, Oregon's reloaded. Ohio State's going to be really good. Indiana, they're graduating a lot of guys. We'll see if they can keep this kind of momentum going. Obviously, they're getting some guys out of the transfer portal. When I heard that their average age is 23, that's crazy. That's some old dudes in your program. So they can't keep them all. They can't average 24 next year. So a lot of those Indiana guys are going to be moving on. So now what Signetti's done in the first 2 years, can he keep that up and keep the momentum going into his third year? I don't see it slowing down, but they're on our schedule, right? We got Washington, who it's going to be interesting with that quarterback wanting to leave now, has to come. It's like, is there going to be some animosity there? It's just some strange stuff in college football right now. So a lot to keep our eyes on over the course of the next 8 months to see where this all lands and what it all looks like come fall ball. So super excited to see kind of this our new offensive line, which we went out and got after an offensive line. I know people have been. I seen on X the other day people taking shots at Mekhi Nelson, Mekhi Nelson's mom responding. It's one reason you won't see a lot of stuff on X from me. I'm a Facebook guy, and I try to stay out all that stuff, But it's always interesting seeing this stuff. So I said last year. Mekhi Nelson, to me, in practices was the best. Like he wasn't better than Emmett, but he was as good. And he just didn't get the touches. And I thought, obviously, we saw a little glimpse of that in the bowl game with Mekhi. I think he has all the talent in the world. I think he lacks a lot of discipline, from what I can understand in the program. And if he just would lock it in, this guy's got a bright future, right? And so obviously running back room is going to be interesting for sure. I think that's going to be one of the key components of, can we make a run and get better, get to 8 wins, maybe 9. But a lot of guys are having, a lot of people like, man, we'll be lucky to win 6. Right. So it's going to be interesting. So super super engaged in that. Can't wait to see how the strength program works this fall. This winter into spring into summer. And once again, that's a time that I thought in my days we really came together as a team. And your leaders kind of emerge in winter conditioning. The guys that are showing up, leading the pack. Those guys become your leaders on the field as well. So, but yeah, so that's kind of my final thoughts with college football. And now we're going to switch over to the NFL, not for long league. So, obviously my Chiefs are out. They've been out. They were rough year, but we got Eric Bieniemy coming back for offensive coordinator. So
top 10 pick too. Top 10 pick, I believe.
Yeah, well, top 10. It'll be interesting what they do with some of these. There's talks about Jones departing, different stuff. It's gonna be an interesting offseason for the Chiefs. But NFL does stand for not for long, and it doesn't matter. Like, it's hard to the run the Chiefs went on. Doesn't happen very often. So, we could be in store. Like, I'm just an old Chiefs fan, so we could be in store for 10 years of misery, or 20 or longer. So you just never know with the NFL. So the teams that are left, New England and Denver. What do you think about that New England Buffalo, or not New England, Denver Buffalo game? I still some, I don't like Denver. I would have rather seen Buffalo win personally. So I was a little upset with the call. Thought it was a catch. Don't know how it was in there. So I don't know. I don't get it anymore.
What's a catch? We still don't know what a catch is in the year of 2026.
It's insane. But and then Buffalo fires their head coach, and it's craziness. Like, how do you fire your head coach right now? And there was like 8 open spots before that one.
Now they're interviewing Phillip Rivers as of yesterday.
Yeah. What like Phillip Rivers? Like, get out of here.
I saw a stat. He'd be the first if he got a head coaching job in the NFL. He'd be the first coach to not have any pro or college experience being a head coach since Norm Van Brocklin in 1961. So that's a very big.
Yeah, that's a big if. I think there's a lot of coaching vacancies. Denver is, or not Denver. I'm sorry, Cleveland is going to have a really hard time filling their spot. It sounds like. So New England with, what's going on there with Vrabel coming back, May doing what he's doing all season. And then obviously, Bo Nix being out for this game, like, that's it almost feels like a gimme for New England, right?
I wouldn't count Stidham though. I wouldn't count him out though. Been a backup for, he's been in the system for a while. He's one of the first guys that Sean Payton signed when he took over, but he's a wild card though. You don't really, it's very unprecedented. Like Nick Foles, I've seen the comparison, but Nick Foles played a handful of years before then, played with multiple different systems. This guy has only started 4 games. And he's 1-3 overall. And it's ironic. He's going against the team that drafted him and Josh McDaniels. Then he was with the Raiders when Josh McDaniels was the coach. Now Josh McDaniels is back with the Patriots. OC. It's a very, I'm not rooting for Denver, but I think it'd be a really cool storyline if,
be a phenomenal storyline. I think it's just it's crazy that, you get to this point in the season and you lose your quarterback, right? And the Chiefs have gone through that a couple times or close to it with Patrick getting hurt. And man, is he going to be able to play in the AFC Championship game? Is he not? Him sucking it up and playing that kind of stuff. So, but we never had to play without him, and we kind of saw what happened without Patrick when he did get hurt. It was pretty ugly. So, and that's somewhat typical. Like Indianapolis had a great team this year until their quarterback got hurt. They were playing really, really well, and their starting quarterback goes down, and next thing you know, Phillip Rivers out there slinging it, and it did not look good. And like, how do you not find somebody that can throw the ball a little bit better than Phillips Rivers did in some of those games? That was very interesting. I got New England winning this one just because, like you said, the storyline would be awesome for Stidham, but at the same point, this is an AFC championship game. This isn't, week 10. All right, we need you to step up. We need you to manage the game. We got to win or we go home. So I think it's going to be a lot of pressure for him.
What if I told you that New England's never won a postseason game in Denver? They're 0-4 all time. They've never. The only time the Patriots beat Denver in the playoffs was the Tim Tebow game when the week after Tim Tebow threw the pass to Demarius Thomas in overtime.
Oh yeah,
Steelers. That's the only time New England's beat Denver in the playoffs.
Huh.
Which is so history technically on Denver's side, but then again, and New England hasn't lost a road game all year. And this will be. I saw something last night before I went to bed that this is New England's first road game west of the Mississippi River this year. So and they haven't lost a road game. So I don't know. It's playoff football. You gotta come to play.
Yeah, you got to come to play. Obviously, the Denver defense is phenomenal, right? So I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I don't know if Denver can score. Not saying that the New England defense is that great. Just saying, man, you got a new guy at the helm. I thought this was going to be a really, really good game if Bo Nix was still a quarterback. It was going to be a tight game even if Bo Nix was a quarterback, but he's not. So I think that's definitely in New England's favor. Man, it's cool to know some of those stats. Like
it's weird. It's weird because
Yeah.
history technically, it's like, oh, New England's. They lost to. I think I looked it up the other day. Jake Plummer beat Tom Brady back in the early 2000s, and then Peyton Manning beat him twice.
Yeah.
So that was the year when Manning and then lost to Seattle, and then a couple years later they beat him again, and then Denver beat Carolina in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So very, interesting. But then the Patriots haven't lost a road game this year, but some of those road games were Miami and the Jets and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm not going to count out Jarrett Stidham because his first career start they lost. It was like a week 17 game in like 2023. He threw for like 300 yards and 3 touchdowns against the 49ers. So he played at Auburn. He was the quarterback when
Auburn,
So he was the quarterback when Scott Frost and them won that bowl game against Auburn when UCF was crowned national champs.
When they're self-crowned, yeah.
So it's a very crazy timeline. Like that's just a crazy connection for just looking back. It's like, wow, you saw him in college. Now here he is years later playing for the Denver Broncos with a chance to go to the Super Bowl. I'm just curious, like if Denver somehow finds a way to win, which they're underdogs because, you have a backup quarterback. The Super Bowl media day, I want to see like around like what that would look like. Cause it's like the backup quarterback is going to get the, he becomes the story of the week pretty much. That'd just be a cool sight to see.
And like you said, Nick Foles did it with Philadelphia, right? But he also wasn't just thrown in in the NFC Championship game, right? He'd played quite a few games up to that point, right?
Yep, Carson Wentz got hurt late November, early December. So Nick Foles, even before that month run, he was playing. He had a run with the Chiefs, and he played with several other teams before then. I think he threw 7 touchdowns in a single game one time against the Raiders when he was a starter. So it's a little different.
But it'll be cool. That's going to be definitely a big game of interest. And then the NFC Championship, I could care less about either one of these teams. the Rams and Seattle. Seattle, to me, kind of obviously came out of nowhere, in my opinion. 14-3. These guys are playing great football. But you got the Rams with, the experienced quarterback. I think he's, they've been there, they've done that. Sean McVay has been there. So and they just played a couple weeks ago, right? Like, felt like, and it was a pretty tight game. So
it was Thursday night game. They went into overtime in the Seahawks win. So they split the season series. So I'm up in arms. I don't really know who to pick in this game. Like games in Seattle. I like Seattle at home, but I also like the experience of Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay coaching. And
right.
it's a game where it's like, I don't know who to pick. Before the playoffs began, I had Rams Patriots, so I think I have to stay true to that.
Yeah, I think Matthew Stafford and McVay just have that experience, and they've been there, like, so they don't have the pressure of hey, sometimes that helps. And I guess Seattle, I'm sure, is hungry, right? They haven't been there for a while. They went through some pretty down years, and they're back on top again. So that's going to be a game to watch, but I'm more interested in this New England Denver game. I think that would be more fun. So, all right, well, we need to go to break. And when we get back, we're going to talk about Husker wrestling, women's hoops, men's hoops. We're going to talk about all that stuff. So stay with us here on the Power Hour on 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
Change begins with you. Join a weight loss medication study at Solarion and earn cash in the process. If you are 19 to 65 years old with excess weight to lose, you may qualify. Participants could earn up to $22,750 for their time. Study includes 1 2-night stay, 1 3-night stay, and 38 returns. Learn more at helpresearch.com/flamingo or call 866-213-2965. Weight loss not guaranteed.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Starter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at starterheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Tomorrow is about the lessons we learn today. A farmer's market teaches us that community is grown together. Kids laughing shows us how joy is easy. And coffee on the porch reminds us to savor every moment. These are the lessons that shape a tomorrow we all share. One filled with trust, good company, and wide open dreams. That's the way banking should be. And that's Pinnacle Bank. Member FDIC.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in January. Try their hot chocolate latte, cookie croissants, and special winter flavor hot cocoa cream cheese on any bagel. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward, Bagels and Joe.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Just got the brakes fixed on my car today.
You did? You haven't even left the office.
I didn't need to. I got a guy who picks up my car and drops it off when it's done.
Well, who's your guy?
Graham Tire. They have pickup and delivery service at all 5 of their locations.
Schedule your service online on the Pickup and Delivery tab at GrahamTireLincoln.com. That's GrahamTireLincoln.com. Let us do the running. Some limitations apply. See store for details.
Most resolutions for the new year fail before January is even over. Why not resolve to just be a little bit cleaner in 2026? Nebraska Auto Detail is here for you. Now through March 30th, if you purchase a ceramic coating, you'll get a free interior detail. There's no better way to start your year than taking care of your car and decluttering the mess that it becomes so easily. Book your detail today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com or call Joe and the team at 402-601-5086.
Back to the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. Welcome back to the Power Hour. This segment is fueled by setthebarsups.com, the fuel for performance when the grind gets real. All right, let's talk Huskers in not football. All right, so this week, the women went on the road to Wisconsin, lost by 3. I watched that one from an airplane coming back from Montana, and then the men were able to successfully win that night as well. And then it comes down to Iowa-Nebraska wrestling last night. This was a kind of ear tagged, and Penn State had just kind of run through Iowa. And I think, I think as Husker wrestling fans, we were like, man, this could be our year. Right. So unfortunately it wasn't, right. Iowa beats Nebraska 22-14. Yeah. Started out at 125 with Alan Kaler, who lost to Joey Cruz, and then Jacob Van D lost to Drake Ayala. Brock Hardy gets his 100th dual win. That's pretty impressive. So congratulations, Brock Hardy, with a 1-0 decision there. So we got it close there, 6-3, and then it just kind of, Iowa goes up 12-3 when Chance gets pinned by Block. Ryder Block pinned Chance Lammer, and that kind of took a little wind out of us. And then Anshel Taylor wins, I think, his 8th straight match. He's won in a row and he's always wrestling top-ranked guys. So gets us back within 6, and then we lose 3 straight, 65, 74, and 84. Kind of put us obviously behind the 8 ball, but finished strong at 197 with Camden McDaniel, who tech followed his guy. And then Mr. Fast Twitch himself, AJ Ferrari, gets a 4-1 win over Ben Keeter. Ends up Iowa 22-14. Packed out, I think, attendance record at Bob Devaney.
So record 7,891.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think, and once again, I think Husker fans, I don't think we say it enough. They show up. It's awesome. My daughter got to go to the match last night. She was pumped. Said it was a great environment. So, I just think it's awesome that we're supporting not just football, but our volleyball program, our basketball programs. Obviously, we got a lot to cheer about with both basketball programs. Our wrestling program is setting attendance records. So, that it may seem like a small thing, but that leads to more recruits wanting to come here because they get to be in front of bigger crowds, that kind of stuff. So hats off to Husker Nation for showing up and showing out and being awesome fans. So unfortunately, I don't think the schedule gets any better for wrestling coming up.
They have today off, and at 1:00 tomorrow they got Ohio State, who's ranked number 2.
Yeah, thumped them last time.
National duels, and then they have Penn State on the road, which Penn State is number 1. So this is the meat of the schedule. And before you move on, Brock Hardy last night did make some history. He He got his 100th dual win and became the 33rd wrestler in program history to accomplish that.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah,
but yeah, you're right. The schedule is this is the meat grinder part of the schedule for sure.
Yeah, and I mean this all leads to, you know, if you listen to Mark Manning talk about, you know, they show they want to wrestle the best so that by the end of the year they're better, right? They're getting better. We're wrestling the best. Big Ten wrestling is the real deal. It's pretty insane. So yeah, Ohio State tomorrow, Penn State, followed up. Who do they have after that? Then they got Northwestern.
They have Northwestern Illinois, and then
Indiana.
I can pull up the full schedule here.
Indiana and Utah Valley, I believe, and then they go to the Big Ten Wrestling Championships.
So it's after the Penn State one on Friday, January 30th, and they have Northwestern on February 8th at home at 1:00. That's their final regular season home duel, and then February 13th at Illinois, February 15th at Indiana, February 21st at Utah Valley, and then the Big Ten Wrestling Championships March 7th. That's not very long from now. It sneaks up. The wrestling season flies by.
Yeah, for sure. So let's talk Husker men's hoops. They have just been on a tear. It's been fun. They've captivated Husker fans. They've just done so much. But and, you know, when you think, you know, the 19-0, it's the best start in program history. But they still have a couple more things to accomplish. I believe the 9-0 conference start is the best since 65-66. So they could still win today and actually have that, I think. And then it's really setting up for this Michigan game, right? I think Michigan
next Tuesday.
That, you know, that could be it will be a top 10 matchup, right? I mean, barring something crazy today, you know, us getting completely blown out by Minnesota would maybe have us fall out of the top 10. So, I mean, even if we lose today and it was close, I think we stay in the top 10. But we don't want to lose, so let's not talk about that. We're going to go 20-0. But yeah, so many awesome things, you know, and to think, I think, you know, the top 4 scorers for our team didn't play last year on this team. It's crazy to think, right? And then Rank Mask is just absolutely tearing things up. Gets his, I think he went over 1,000 career rebounds. So that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty interesting. I think he's, you know, and then what Hoiberg's doing, Sam's doing with his turnover, you know, to assist ratio, stuff like that. You know, it's just fun to watch these guys.
So Nebraska is the first team since Ohio State in 2010, 2011 to start 19-0 or better. The Buckeyes that year started 24-0 that season. So
we got a little ways to go there.
And yeah, but I mean, still, I mean, if you're undefeated in a Power 4 conference, I mean, you'll take it. I mean, has every win been pretty? No, but a win's a win. You'll take it. Like, so we were doing post game on after the Washington game, and some fans were saying, "Oh, that was an underwhelming performance." It's like they won by 10. Underwhelming. I'm like, I'd take a 10-point home conference win any day. Like, it could have been by more. They went on a little bit of scoring drought, but you know, if there's an underwhelming,
once again, a win's a win. Like. And as Nebraska fans, like, we don't have any room to say, "Oh, that was like it's a win." Exactly. And it's Big Ten. It's Big Ten. I once again, I don't think there's any gimmies in Big Ten in 100%. Pretty much any sport, right? At this point, if you don't show up and ball out, you're going to get beat. So I think that's definitely something. And I think Fred's got this team playing at a level. Togetherness and just how they do things. And, you know, we got 23 minutes till this tip off in Minnesota, and we got you know, I can't wait. He's got this love of basketball coming out in every Husker fan, because we've wanted something to cheer about since the volleyball team lost, right? So
pretty much.
You know, so I think that's worth noting. These guys, it's just fun to watch. It's fun to see kids out there hustling. diving for balls, putting their body on line, beating ranked teams. I mean, right now, if they were to do the tournament right now, we'd be a number 1 seed based on our schedule, right? That's crazy.
It's wild. It's wild to see. Like usually Nebraska's, we're usually watching the bubble watch or, or like a 6 or a 7 or an 8 seed at this point. It's cool to see because it's like, I mean, the season doesn't end January 24th, but it's like, wow, like you're getting, projected to be a one seed right now. That's awesome to see. Just, unprecedented territory.
So I believe they play in the barn, right? They call it the barn in Minnesota.
Yep, correct.
I heard that's going to be, that's a tough place to play. Seems like Minnesota won the other night. They beat somebody. I can't remember. They
were on a short little losing skid starting this month, but they're kind of like Washington. Like you can't just 10-9 record doesn't stand out on paper, but they've played some teams tough this year for sure. Like, they beat Iowa 70-67 back on January 6th. They're currently on a 4-game skid. They lost to USC in overtime by 1, lost to Wisconsin by 3, lost to Illinois by 10, and then went to overtime and lost by 8 to Ohio State. So they have some tough losses coming into today.
Yeah, so that doesn't bode well for us because usually in the Big Ten you don't lose too many in a row, right? So we got to put it together. So let's say we get past today. We're looking ahead because we can. I don't play, so I get a look ahead. So we're looking at Michigan on Tuesday in Ann Arbor, and then Illinois in Lincoln. Obviously, I think that whole first time we played Illinois kind of catapulted these, the last second 3-pointer to win it. So, and that was on the road. It just kind of proves some of the grit that this team really had early on in the season. And now we get them at home. So the schedule is not going to be easy. Michigan, very, very good team. Illinois, good team. Rutgers, so-so. Then we got Purdue, right, who just had their first Big Ten loss. So I think it's going to be a fun little run here over the course of the next couple of weeks to watch. Really looking for these guys just to, maybe, stay undefeated would be awesome. But just, we know that record doesn't mean anything when it comes to the tournament time, right? Mm-hmm. As Nebraska fans, we know that well because we've been seeded as high as 6 and still haven't got a tournament win. So, keeping things going, keeping kids healthy. Obviously, Frager rolling the ankle. Don't know. Have we heard? Is he going to play today or?
He's day to day, and he's going to be out. It sounds like for a few weeks. They haven't really said anything, but he's out. So that is a loss of production because he's been outstanding. Easy story to get behind to. Local kid, him kind of step in and flourish in the role because I don't think many people coming into the year were had their eyes on him, and he's really just kind of embraced his role and stepped up in a way that people didn't really imagine. And now with him out, obviously that hurts because he's a spark plug off the bench, but you have guys like Jared Garcia, et cetera, who are going to have to fill that role, which is going to be tough to do. I'm curious. That's kind of the talking point that I'm curious to see from here in the next couple minutes when they tip off here up in Minnesota, how they handle the adversity of not having him on the floor.
Yeah, I think that obviously he brings that local vibe, gets everybody pumped locally. But he is, like you said, a spark plug when he comes in. He great production, works hard, and just kind of has a swagger about him a little bit, and it's. I think we're obviously if he's not playing today, that's going to be tough on the road. He does a lot of the intangibles really well, right? Like things you don't see. He plays great defense. He can distribute the ball and he can knock down, shots, and he can dunk it in people's faces sometimes too. So
done it a couple times.
Yeah. So just a great story. But like you said, and that'll be the thing. Can we stay healthy? That's always the case in any sport as these seasons drag on and you're playing Big Ten competition, week in, week out. Can you stay healthy? And I think that's probably the number one thing. We look at some of our past football teams, had we stayed, we're able to stay healthy, we probably have a little bit better record, right? We get decimated with injuries. You see that in the NFL. I mean, the Detroit Lions had a great team to start the year and just absolutely decimated with injuries. It was unfathomable to think that they'd have that many guys injured. And so it's a contact sport. And whether it's basketball, whether it's football, you see these guys are grinding it out there, and the season is long in Big Ten basketball because you're just playing really good talent every single, sometimes twice a week, right? Sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's not even, it's just it's a grind. So, but yeah, excited for that. That will tip off here at 11 o'clock Central Time. And so let's go to break. And when we come back, we're going to finish up with women's hoops and just some stuff on that. So adversity isn't failure, it's feedback. This segment was brought to you by Set the Bar Sups, helping you recover, reload, and respond the right way. Up next, we'll talk about those Husker women basketball players.
Most resolutions for the new year fail before January is even over. Why not resolve to just be a little bit cleaner in 2026? Nebraska Auto Detail is here for you. Now through March 30th, if you purchase a ceramic coating, you'll get a free interior detail. There's no better way to start your year than taking care of your car and decluttering the mess that it becomes so easily. Book your detail today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com or call Joe and the team at 402-601-5086.
All right, fellas, it's January. You're setting goals, you're hitting the gym, but have you checked what's going on inside the engine? At Advanced Medical Imaging, the Wellness Within program makes it easy. They have different levels of preventive scans so you can choose exactly what fits your health goals, from quick baseline checks to full body insights. It's simple, it's smart, and it's all about keeping you in top form before problems ever sneak up. And the best part, you don't need a doctor's order. Just call AMI to schedule and make this the year you put your health on the schedule.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships, one with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal in town.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Back to the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. The final segment of the Power Hour brought to you by Window World of Lincoln and Set the Bar Sups. Two partners who understand standards, consistency, and winning over time. All right, let's talk women's Huskers basketball. They've dropped 3 straight. It's packed PBA today, 1 p.m. So I don't know if that timing was great with the men's game going on, but that will be, hopefully a bounce back game for number 24. Don't think we'll stay in the top 25. I don't know what you think about that, Nick, after dropping 3 straight here. Obviously the loss to UCLA is a really good team. But the next 2 games that we dropped by a single possession, just tough. And that's life on the road in the Big Ten, right? When you go to number 15 Michigan State, lost that by 1 score. The Wisconsin one was tough. They were down quite a bit. I think down 13 at half. Were able to rally back, take the lead, and then just got cold. And I think it was 10-2 Wisconsin little scoring run to finish the game, and they win by 3. So Illinois, don't know much about them. They're not ranked, so we'll see. Hopefully Nebraska can get back on track. Today at home, then they go to Northwestern, then at Ohio State. I'm sorry, they home against Northwestern. And then they go to Ohio State, at Michigan, at home versus Maryland. So, chance to keep getting some more good Big Ten wins. So yeah, it's fun when everybody's kind of on this, winning. It makes it a lot more interesting for us Husker fans, and to show up. So. I have not been to a women's basketball game yet. We'll get that done this year yet at one of the home games. And I can tell you I've been to 1 men's basketball game ever.
Which one?
That was in 93.
93. I was like, maybe it was one this year, but tickets are hard to get this year. I think they're pretty much sold out. I think there's one more home game that's left to be sold out. Touching on the women's game, Illinois is 15-4 entering today, so no slouch of a team, solid team. Nebraska's got to get a win just because they've lost to Iowa. USC game was close, and then USC went on a little bit of a run the second half. UCLA is one of the top 5 teams. They're gonna be a favorite on a lot of people's it's come March Madness for the women's side of things. And then Michigan State's having one of the best seasons they've had. And then a road loss. They just got to get back on the winning. Winning, like we mentioned earlier, winning conference games is hard as it is. But when you're playing, 4 of those 5 losses are to ranked teams who are having fantastic seasons.
Mm-hmm.
You tip your cap and you kind of move on and move what's next. And now you got to win. It's packed PBA day. Should be. The streets I'm looking out here, they're looking a little better than they were this morning. It's still cold. Like, don't get me wrong, but they'll still have a solid attendance. I will imagine.
Yeah. Well, we tend to support our teams pretty well. So, and I would say, we're competitive in those losses. Obviously, the UCLA one was, a 20-point loss, but they're a really, really good team. But, bounce back and, 2-point loss to 15th ranked Michigan State. So yeah, they just need to get back on the winning ways. I'm sure Coach will get that done. I like watching the point guard Britt Prince.
Britt Prince. Yep.
She's fun to watch. I mean, watched her play in the state championship 4 years in a row at Elkhorn North. And so getting to see, and once again, kind of that local feel, and seeing somebody perform at a high level on a national stage. So yeah, super, super excited for these winter sports now that football's done. Obviously, football's been done for a while for Nebraska. So
crew was it New Year's Eve? New Year's Eve was the last.
New Year's Eve, yeah. So yeah, it keeps us locked in, supporting our Huskers. All of these athletes, I think they put in tremendous amount of effort, not just on game day, but everything that goes behind it, right? Yeah. And then schoolwork on top of that. And unfortunately, most of these athletes aren't getting the NIL money that the football players get, right? So these guys are doing it because they love it, and they know that there's probably not a professional ticket after, Yep. So my shout out to those guys. I went through it. It's a grind. It's hard, and it's worth it though. It's worth every second of it to be competing at a high level, and just iron sharpens iron. It makes you better. So, but yeah, I think that's going to be the theme here on out. Can the men get it done today in Minnesota? Can the women get back on track? Tomorrow the wrestling team's got a big challenge with Ohio State, right? And then we'll see how things unfold, and we'll be back next Saturday and kind of recap the week again. We'll recap the AFC and NFC championship games next week. I'm trying to get a special guest, Tandon Doss. He's a buddy of mine. He played for the Baltimore Ravens on a Super Bowl team. He played at Indiana, believe it or not, when they so I'm trying to get him on. I was hoping to get him on this morning, but hopefully next week. And then we'll see. And then next week I'll be doing my show live from Orlando, Florida.
It'll be probably pretty nice there, I would assume.
Yeah.
Pretty nice weather this year.
I'm gonna go somewhere warm. But yeah, so I'll be in Orlando next Saturday doing the show. And we'll see, maybe I'll get a guest down there as well if I can't get Tandon on. But we'll have Tandon on the show at some point. I'm sure he wants to talk about his Indiana Hoosiers winning a national championship.
100%. I would. I mean, if you're an alum, that's a big deal. You're a former football player there. I mean, why not?
And I want to pick his brain on, obviously Harbaugh getting fired from the Ravens and now at the Giants. I want to pick his brain on that a little bit. What an interesting. It is absolutely insane, the coaching carousel right now in the NFL. Yes. It's not much better in college football either. It's completely insane. I don't know. I mean, other than the pay, I don't know if it's worth it to be a football coach right now. The pay is insane, but also the pressure is crazy as well. And there's so many things, especially in college football, so many moving parts with the NIL, with transfer portal, with at least in the NFL, there's a system.
Yes.
Right. Okay, we have a salary cap. We have here's your roster. This is how many guys there's really, and granted now we have a roster limit in college football, but it's still twice the size of the NFL. So it's interesting. And I think it needs to be, obviously you have to develop talent. So, but all right, well, awesome, Nick. Hey, it was a great first show with you. Thank you for bringing me in and keeping me on track. And
covered a lot of topics there now. It goes by quick. I tell everybody it goes by quick. So
1 hour is really, really fast. So once again, huge shout out to Win the World of Lincoln and Set the Bar Subs for powering the show. that's what I got this week. We'll be back next week. I'll be in Orlando. Nick will probably be in freezing Lincoln. Sorry.
More than likely. That's Nebraska. You sign up for it, I guess, in late January, early February.
So, all right. Well, I'm Todd Uhlir. Go Big Red this weekend. Hopefully we get a bunch of wins, and God bless. Much love. Peace out.
Just got the brakes fixed on my car today.
You did? You haven't even left the office.
I didn't need to. I got a guy who picks up my car and drops it off when it's done.
Well, who's